you. Thank you so much. A very nice welcome, and thank you again, Peter, for your years of service. Just tremendous. Thank you. Well, it is a very exciting day, and I am so honored that you have elected me to serve as the next president of the World Alliance of YMCAs. This election is particularly special because, my YMCA friends, we have broken new ground for our movement. Reflecting on the Paris Basis, Kampala Principles, and Challenge 21, the global mission documents of the YMCA, I noted that it was 20 years ago that Challenge 21 was adopted, affirming our global mission in part as a worldwide Christian, ecumenical, voluntary movement for women and men, with special emphasis on and the genuine involvement of young people. And it set bold calls to action. Among those calls to action was empowering all, especially young people and women, to take increased responsibilities and assume leadership at all levels and working towards an equitable society. We have worked purposefully to heed this call, and now a woman has been elected as president of World YMCA. The women leaders in our movement, past and present, have worked so hard to pave the way and see this day. To the male allies, I just talked to one outside the room here, for gender equality, amplifying women's voices for change, you have had impact and will continue to have impact. Inclusion in leadership benefits us all. This is a momentous change. Let's together demonstrate our thanks to Mr. Babu Marcos Gomez and Dr. Park Jai Chang for putting themselves forward for election, and indeed to all candidates who stood for positions. My election as president could not have happened without the support and commitment of so many people. Thank you to the YMCA Canada Board of Directors for supporting my nomination, and to the leaders within the Canadian YMCA who offered their time and encouragement. A special thank you to my advisory team, ably led by Marilyn Capitani, who was always a source of sound advice as they walked with me on this journey. Thank you to all of my supporters from around the world. And to all that are gathered here, know that your stories inspire me and strengthen our movement. Let's also take a moment to appreciate the hard work undertaken by the Elections Committee, ably led by Ken Colleton. To the entire Executive Committee from 14 to 18, chaired by Peter Posner. And again, Peter, thank you for your leadership. As you pass the torch, for me, you will continue to be a source of wisdom and counsel, and I'll be calling on you. Thank you. And to Johan, your devotion to the YMCA is apparent each and every day. Thank you for your service and for your willingness to continue to serve. Thank you. As a candidate for president, I most appreciated the opportunity to visit and to dialogue with our different regions and to witness the work our YMCA movement is engaged in. It's what grounds us. I listened and I participated. I'm excited to help strengthen the foundation on which our work is built. In Asia Pacific, where I spoke with the Gender Equity Committee about the important work of safe spaces, and I learned about the social impact of their youth-led projects. In Latin America and Caribbean, Alliance meetings just a few days ago, we spoke about strengthening governance, strategic alliances with the corporate and public sectors, their mission-based work, and their important focus on youth leadership. In Europe, I attended the General Assembly, where we talked about governance, mission, and organizational structure, and wow, I was so energized by the young leaders there. I'm making my plans to return with the for the YMCA's 175th anniversary next year in London. Can't wait. When the African Alliance met in Mombasa this spring, we learned about the importance of sustainability and entrepreneurship to support the good work of creating power spaces for youth. In the United States, the YMCA is advocating for a better us, for what children and families need to thrive, doing the important work of inclusion by knitting community together in times of great challenge. In Canada, a federation-wide commitment to strengthening the YMCA with youth engagement named as a critical enabler, and an unprecedented initiative that re-examines organizational structure and operating models for the future. The dedication to youth and peace building was evident when, as a member of the executive committee some years ago, I visited the mission-driven and practical YMCA youth education and training initiatives in the Middle East. My YMCA friends, while the delivery of the YMCA programs may look different, may seem different across each of the regions, you can see that there's so much that unites us. What unites us is found in the unwavering commitment to our global mission as a Christian and ecumenical movement, untiring in our pursuit of social justice and peace for all. We work to change lives and to reduce inequities, to promote health and education, to foster inclusion, to further peace and reconciliation, for a YMCA that is a safe space to belong and a world that is a better place. Everywhere there's a strong commitment to youth empowerment. That special emphasis on and genuine engagement with young people in ways that nurtures their spirit, mind, and body. At its core, youth empowerment is about boldly declaring youth as equal partners. When youth are equal partners, their inclusion is essential to decision-making. When youth are equal partners, their optimism, creativity, and talent are transformative. When youth are equal partners, our YMCAs and communities are enriched. You've heard me say that the ground youth empowerment is built upon is comprised of strong YMCAs, good governance, and robust financial oversight. In the 4 years since we committed to the Nairobi Statement, we have been working toward that vision, but there is much yet to do. Today, there are YMCAs that struggle. I will work with the Secretary General to ensure that the World Alliance supports the work of the area alliances and national movements in fostering strong YMCAs using the principle of subsidiarity. Strong YMCAs have mission clarity, social relevance, are well governed, and are sustainable. Together with the officers, members of the Executive Committee, the Secretary General, area and national leaders, and the global staff team, we will clarify respective roles and responsibilities, providing tools and resources in support of governance and operations responsibilities. Over these past months, I've often spoken about robust financial oversight. This means not only living within our means at the World Alliance, but also mobilizing resources to collectively do more. Today marks the beginning of our new term, a new page. My commitment to you is this: I will be open and accountable. I will carry and I pledge my Christian commitment. I will prioritize youth, empowerment, and equality, strong YMCA's good governance, robust financial oversight, resource mobilization, and advocacy. I will be inclusive and will promote inclusion and safe spaces. With your engagement, Carlos and the team will develop an implementation plan for the strategic plan that you've just adopted. An implementation plan with clear markers for success and clear markers for impact. I pledge to communicate on a regular basis and value inclusive decision-making that reflects many intergenerational voices. Together, we will work towards trusting and collaborative relationships. We will use our voice for social change. We will take evidence-based stands on issues relevant to young people and to YMCAs. We will help others find their voice. I will be working with Johan over the next few months through this transition, and then with Carlos as he assumes his role as Secretary General. I have worked with Carlos in the past, know him to be a committed, collaborative leader, and I look forward to the two of us working boldly, bravely, and mission-driven together in our respective new roles over the next 4 years. Now here's the work plan for that team you saw up here this morning. To the new officers and executive committee members, put on your work hats. You are a strong, talented, and passionate team. There is so much to do, and we're going to harness that talent. Our first executive committee meeting will be held tomorrow, and it's a new dawn. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. A global space for good. Let's get started. Thank you.